It's been a long day, and I imagine that you're all a bit tired, with your head exploding and full of phenomenal ideas and concepts. And where I cannot promise you to be quick, because that's not why I'm here, I am going to try and make it worthwhile. And I want to talk to you about how using the techniques that we've heard about today, using empathy, talking to people, harnessing the power of the technologies that we have at our disposal, we can really be like superheroes. We have superpowers. We can change things. And I want to start with asking a question.
You know, at every stage of our lives, we make decisions that will profoundly influence the lives of the people we're going to become. And then when we become those people, we're not always thrilled with the decisions we made. So young people pay good money to get tattoos removed that teenagers paid good money to get. Middle-aged people rush to divorce people who young adults rushed to marry. Older adults work hard to lose what middle-aged adults worked hard to gain. On and on and on.
Why do we keep making decisions right now that our future selves are going to regret? Why do we do that? Keep this question in mind. And while you keep this in mind, I want to liven things up a little bit to talk to you about diamonds. Diamonds are fun, they're sparkly, right? So I did a little bit of research since I landed yesterday, and I noticed one thing. Compared to the rest of Europe, compared to the United States, I have not seen a great deal of engagement rings in Denmark. I've not seen a great deal of sparklers. Now, is there anybody here that is wearing an engagement ring? Not very many people. So I ran a quick poll at the office, and so I asked people, if you're married, did you get an engagement ring? If you're engaged, did you get an engagement ring? Did you expect an engagement ring? If you're in a relationship and you think you're going to get married. And with very few exceptions, people have told me, yes, of course, that's what you do. And so I asked the guys, if you're about to propose, if you have proposed, if you're going to propose, do you think you have to offer an engagement ring? Of course. I don't really like the idea, but of course. And so I started thinking. I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy. And Europe is okay. In the States, it's just a must. You cannot think of getting into a relationship without an engagement ring. I got married in the States. I wear no engagement ring. So I was working in an office where one summer, all you saw was this: 8 people got engaged, 8 women. And every time you went to the toilet, it was like, look at this. Everybody was huddling and looking, right? And then the following summer, everybody was pregnant, and it was a disaster. But the thing is, diamonds, because that's what's on engagement rings, until very recently, were not used as a symbol of love. Diamonds were rare. They were found in rivers. They were extracted with great difficulty. And they were kept for their value. They did not go on rings. They did not go on earrings. They did not go on necklaces. They were currency. What happened, however, is that at some point, as technology progressed, diamonds became easier to get. And so the people who ran mining company got together towards 1880. They got together and they said, we have a problem. The scarcity that made diamonds so valuable is no longer there. If all these diamonds flood the market and nobody buys them, we're going to be in trouble. So they got together. It's a long story, but the short version is that they got together, they formed a cartel, and that's how the Beers diamond was born. And so, you would not see these kind of things at a jeweler. You would not see them on TV. These were like banks. In the bank's vaults, you would see stones. But as more and more diamonds flooded the market, they had to figure out a way to get value out of it. And so the beers did what everybody does, what we do. We have a product that we want to sell, we go to an agency. So they went to an agency in New York. And this lady was tasked with, her name is Frances Ayers. Frances Garrity, it was the Ayers agency. She was tasked with coming up with a way to market these diamonds. And she is the person who came up with a sentence that you might have read, "A diamond is forever." So what happened is that they were trying to change the perception of people. This was after World War II. There wasn't a whole lot of money. People thought that diamonds were for wealthy individuals. Women did not want diamonds. They wanted washing machines. They wanted an electric oven. They wanted different things. This woman is, with her colleagues, but this is who posterity remembers, is univocally responsible for the things that we wear on our fingers as tokens of love. And it was very blatant, it was very open. The goal of this campaign was to make sure that every woman would go like this, a big rock. But technology progresses. And so after the big diamonds that were extracted in Brazil and in Africa, they started digging for diamonds in other parts of the world. And the market was flooded with smaller diamonds that came from Russia, primarily. And so they went back to the drawing board. If we sell diamonds on engagement rings, and we say that a diamond is forever, because of course we don't want people to go back to the jeweler to sell the diamonds, because it refloods the market and the value goes down. What are we going to do? They made another campaign. So now you have smaller diamond rings. These are called eternity bands that symbolize your union that continues. And then they came up with push rings. So when you have a baby, your husband gives you a diamond because you've gone through the effort of pushing a baby out. And on and on and on and on and on. It's crazy. But what happened, maybe not here in Denmark, in the rest of the world, what happened is that they effectively created an association between love and a rock. And it has changed the world so much. It has changed our perception of what a relationship is, of how it is manifested, of how it's crystallized, that even in places like Asia, where engagement rings were unheard of until World War II, where getting married was as simple as having a ceremony where you shared a cup of tea with your partner. Right now, Japan is the second largest importer of diamonds for engagement rings purposes. It's crazy. In less than a generation, effectively, the De Beers cartel has changed the way the world thinks about an emotion.